Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Is It Worth My Time? This time around, Almost Human, the 2013 Fox series, Almost Human. So before I get started, let me take care of some business and then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, you're going to see a video that pops up at the very end here. And basically, what YouTube does takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible, excuse me, to one of my vast videos, one of the videos of my vast video library, and pops it up there just for you. Also, if you want to know when I'm be on live again next, you hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule I have up there, and also take a look at all the links to all the social media that I have there too: Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. No tiers on the Patreon. I'm waiting until I hit 1,000 subscribers, which I'm coming close. And that way I can give you guys something and you give me some money in return. So that's the way it works. What else? I also have the links to my YouTube channel here, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. Yes, I know it's looking a lot bare. I'm moving, like I said. I'm almost done packing here. I've got until Saturday until finish packing here. So that's not too bad. And yeah, it's been ugly, but well, mainly for Pepper. She's not liking it right now because it's a world of boxes and me moving around and all that kind of stuff. But you're not here for that. You're here to find out about Almost Human. So, like I said, Almost Human was on Fox in 2014. It starred Carl Urban and Michael Ealy and Minka Kelly. Set in 2048. This is a non-spoiler version, by the way, so you can see here if you haven't seen it. Set in 2048, near future. It's a police procedural, but sci-fi. You have a whole bunch of androids. So human cops are paired with an android. And the androids that they have, MXs, are very sterile, very kind of um, logic driven, I guess you could say. And so this one detective, who's played by Carl Urban, he gets paired with a more emotional kind of android who has uh, what's called a synthetic soul in him, and hijinks ensue from there. So if you haven't seen this series, it's only one season. It's 13 episodes. It's right now. It's on IMDb TV. I found it through Amazon Prime with commercials, of course, and all that stuff. And I was a big fan of it back when it first aired in 2013. It was a shame that it didn't get a second season or a third season or anything like that, because it really deserved it. It really did. It's worth your time. It's definitely worth your time. It's got some good sci-fi elements to it. Yes, they do. If you start watching the episodes, you can see the movies that they kind of crib from. I mean, Die Hard being one of them. Runaway is another one, the Tom Selleck sci-fi movie. There's a couple other movies too that they kind of crib from as they're getting into their own story as well. And yeah, that's one of the things that like I said, they started off, they didn't know where they were going with it at first, and then they kind of ran with it. And there's threads that run through it, and it's actually really good. It's fairly well done. And it made me also realize Michael Ealy, who is playing Dorian, the android with the synthetic soul. We need to see him in more stuff. We really do. He plays off so well against Carl Urban that he really needs he needs to be in like a Marvel movie, a DC movie, something like a superhero movie. The Boys, playing against Carl Urban again. Um, yeah, seriously, Eric Kripke, if you're out there, man, you need to hire him as a villain for The Boys or something like that, or something, because he really actually. I know he's been in like Barbershop and other movies and TV series and stuff like that. He's even been in Westworld as well. Um, but he needs a bigger role. He actually is a good actor. And of course, Minka Kelly's in this as well, who we all know. I mean, she's in Titans. She plays Dove, and she's been in other stuff as well too. So good stuff, really good stuff. and Lily Taylor. I mean, there's a lot of good actors in this show, so it's worth your time. Definitely check it out if you haven't checked it out before. So yeah, it's definitely worth your time. So now this is the spoiler alert part. All right. So this is where I spoil stuff and I talk about it freely and all that kind of stuff. So if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. You know where to find it now. I told you where to find it at, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I agree with you, Keith. John Larroquette does show up and becomes one of the major characters in this. We only see him in one episode. And there's this. Whoa. Sorry. I just kind of knocked off a whole bunch of electronics all of a sudden off. Like I said, shit's everywhere right now. So he becomes a major story point, really, at this point. In one episode, there's something called the Wall. We don't know exactly where this is. It might be Seattle, Pacific Northwest, maybe. We don't know for sure where this is located at. It could also be LA. We don't know. What we do know is there's something called the Wall. It's literally a wall that is patrolled, and people always say, "Oh, you don't want to go over the wall. The wall is a bad, over on the other side of the wall is a bad place. It's a lawless place, and people only go there as a last ditch resort if they are at the bottom of the barrel. No other resources at this point, and that, yeah, that whole thing." Was kind of a mystery and left a mystery, of course, because well, then again, it was J.J. Abrams' company who put this out. So Mystery Box, although it was created by someone named J.H. Wyman, I believe is the name of the guy. Yes, J.H. Wyman. And looking at his stats, let's see what he's done. Yeah, so he was known for Fringe, Almost Human, Debris. I don't know what Debris is, but he's the producer on that. But yeah, Fringe and Almost Human, you know. So, and Keen Eddie. So, Keen Eddie was actually one of my favorite shows too, back in the day. That was 2003, 2004. And that was about a American cop in Great Britain, working in Great Britain and getting used to how they do things over there, and it actually worked. I liked it. It wasn't bad. So this guy does, he has some good ideas, but I'll check up Debris and see what Debris is all about. But yeah, the whole thing about you have terrorists going on, and John Kennex, who is Carl Urban's character, loses his leg in one of these terror attacks, and now has a prosthetic android leg, I guess you could say. And his girlfriend at the time was involved in this. She was one of the terrorists. So he's also trying to get his memories back, because he's missing some memories as well of her that might be pertinent to the case. So he keeps going in every other episode and trying to boost his memory of what he remembers from her. And that also is problematic because it deals with, yeah, so I said 2013. Keen Eddie is what I was talking about, was 2003, 2004, Philip. So yeah, that was also by the same guy, J.H. Wyman. Man, so yeah, this is a good series. It's and like I said, the leads actually play off of each other very well. They have a good interaction. There's some good humor in this. Um, you have some deaths, of course, that happen, and some interesting things as well, like um, virtual autopsies, things like that. It was kind of weird, but pretty good at the same time. Yeah, it was one of those things that you knew it was too good for Fox. That's why they canceled it. Like, if this had aired today, now that you have Amazon and Netflix and things like that are doing these series, Amazon or Netflix would have snapped this up in an instant. Yeah, they would have literally snapped this thing up in an instant and just ran with it. It didn't have like really high production or high costs, I guess you could say. I mean, you just find a futuristic looking setting and you add some pretty lights on the side of someone's face digitally. afterwards. Philip Ademic says it shows a lot of vibes with the Detroit video game, which I liked. Didn't that come out afterwards? And I think that kind of borrowed from this, if I remember correctly. I remember someone else talking about that, and I think they kind of borrowed some of the aesthetics of Almost Human for Detroit. But yeah, it's definitely worth your time. Check it out if you haven't gotten a chance to check it out. And yeah, it's worth watching. Sorry, I'm a little bit discombobulated. Like I said, I'm still packing shit up, and I'm sitting in the midst of boxes. You don't see them, but they're all surrounding me, pretty much. So what else do I have going on this week? Well, not much, because like I said, I'm moving. Tomorrow is going to be The Expanse episode 6, which yes, I know is out already, Philip. I'm going to go watch that after this. What else? Nothing else after that, cuz like I said, I'm going to be moving, and then next week hopefully I'm back in time for episode 7 of The Expanse, cuz that's when I'll be in the new place. I will have new Wi-Fi or new internet, all that kind of stuff, and hopefully it's going to be a lot faster. Supposedly I'm getting 1 gigabyte per second. We'll see what that is. Yeah, see, Detroit was 2018. So yeah, they definitely borrowed from Almost Human. I figured as much. I remember hearing something about that. But yeah, so no Saturday morning blast off this week. Sorry. And no, is it worth my time next week? Because yeah, I'll be sitting on the floor pretty much, or the inflatable bed. That's what I'm going to be working with next week, is just the inflatable bed until the real bed arrives. Yeah. Lots and lots of fun. Well, this is going to be a short one. I knew it was going to be a short one. So I'm going to let you guys go for the day, night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. And thank you to all the new subscribers. I've been seeing how, wow, it blew up all of a sudden, which I was not expecting, considering I haven't really had that much new content lately. Thank you to everybody who's come aboard. Take a look at the archives. There's a bunch of stuff out there. If you like what you see, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, you hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that's up there. Also, all the links to my social media are there, and all the links to my pages are there as well. All right. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Thank you, and don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may find out that you need to go and get a DRN robot, because those MXs are just really stupid ass motherfuckers. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow for The Expanse. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, and remember, wear those masks. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.